Alrighty, gang, welcome back to the Active Self-Protection Podcast. I am once again your host, Mike Bulliver, and I remain your favorite. In this case, favorite is spelled with a U.
Palm pepper spray is next generation OC spray. It's hot at 1.4% major capsaicinoids, and its modular design means you can customize it exactly to you. 3 different setups, lots of different color combinations. You can make it exactly as you like. And the flip top safety prevents accidental discharges. It's 10 to 12 foot range and 25 half-second blasts. Make sure that you can keep that long range eye poke at long range. I trust Palm OC and I recommend it for everyone for self-defense.
You'll find out in a minute why. Former Fed. With me today is my new friend Kieran. Kieran is from the London. He's from London in the UK. He is a recruiter for broadcasters, and we'll let them explain what that is here in a moment. And he has a lovely lady there with him and one baby on the way, which is exciting. Just found out is it gender or sex, Kieran? Which do you prefer of the baby?
I don't mind either way. Which one's real?
Neither.
Which one's the real one?
I don't know. I get this confusing with all the stuff going on, with all the people discussing all the gender roles and gender, non-binary stuff. I generally, I just defer to whoever I'm talking to. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
it's fine. I don't know.
Well, So we found out it was a daughter. So,
that's wonderful.
I'm 75% celebrating. No, joking.
No, I'll tell you what. We talked about this before we hit the record button, but if you're gonna have a girl and a boy, I think it's better the girl's older. They tend to civilize because boys are wonderful, but man, they're wild animals for a long period of their childhood, and having an older sister to help you, when you can't always be there is always nice. So tell us, what is it you recruit for exactly? You said broadcaster. When I think broadcaster, I think like radio host, disc jockey, or presenter, as you would say in England.
Yeah, so no, it's more for TV. So I work for a small recruitment company. Yeah, and we work with the sort of big broadcasters in the UK. So that'd be like Sky, the BBC, Discovery, Warner Brothers. They've actually just merged. Inside talk. So yeah, it's somewhat interesting. No, but yeah.
No, I was going to say my personal. You could guess my personal, me and John's personal favorite presenter in the UK. Can you guess who that man is?
Jeremy Clarkson.
Yep, you nailed it right on the head. Yes.
I didn't know that before.
So John and I both watch Clarkson's Farm on Amazon, and we watch Top Gear, and we watch the Grand Tour, and really enjoy that. I might be more of a James May guy, but I really do like Jeremy Clarkson. And when John and I are doing,
as long as you like Richard Hammond the least, then we can still be friends. That's okay.
That's the important thing. All he does is crash, right? I mean, that's all the guy does.
Poor guy nearly died a couple of times.
He should wear Velcro pants so they don't have to keep cutting his pants off every time he gets into a car crash. Yeah, I love that. John and I will be doing our videos. He'll ask me a question. I'll be like, yes, or I'll be like, this is the best ass video in the world. So that's good times. All right.
Do you know what? That's
half the audience.
Sorry to just interrupt, but that's so funny that you are doing the Jeremy Clarkson sort of way of ending videos. Me with my missus, I say to her, I'm like, babe, what's grip? And she's like, the master. I'm copying your things. Grip is wait, hold on, let me just get it straight. So grip is the master, sight set the pace, triggers a servant. Is that right?
Correct.
Boom.
Correct.
And I've never held a gun.
Yeah, not that you'll ever need that in the UK, but that's a different story. I already talked to a couple of Brits about gun policies. We won't rehash that unless it's something you're extremely passionate about. Otherwise, we'll talk about it. So you had a couple things you wanted to talk about. You had 2 incidents in your life, one earlier, one later, and in the earlier one, you in retrospect, you feel like you could have done things better or differently, and in the second one, you feel like you learned some things short. So just kind of walk us through the first one. We'll get started with that.
Sure. So I mean, my background, obviously I'm 35 now, so we're going back a good few years. This would be when I was about 21. So we were just at a New Year's Eve house party, and everything was going fine. And so my buddy was renting the house, and the next door neighbors were also having a house party, right? And they happened to be of ill repute. Let's say these neighbors, right?
Okay.
And my buddy, my oldest friend, is an antagonist, right? So as he's aged now, he's sort of got out of that. But at the time, he was an absolute guy who would, push things in the wrong direction sometimes. And
We
anyway,
all
as
have, we
he
all
as
have
he
that friend, brother.
yeah, yeah, and you've got to give them a serious talking to every now and again. But so basically, so it comes to about midnight. He's leaving the party. As he leaves, he sort of like gets into some sort of like verbal back and forth with the next door neighbors who are also having a party. And like I said, these guys were like antiquated, like sort of lingo in the UK. We would, like 10 years ago, we'd have called them chavs or whatever. They were, they were just like tough guys. But
Okay.
my buddy just gets into some sort of altercation with them, and he's sort of but it's good for he's just leaving. So he just like he like as he's leaving, he just sort of leaves this like bad cloud, right? And that's it, and that's unbeknownst to us. So we find this out later, right? That he's left and left in this sour note with the neighbors. So as far as we know, we're just continuing the party in our house. Everything's fine, and at some point, there's just it's like a rush. It's literally like a house invasion, right? So the next door neighbors en masse, it felt like there was maybe like 12 people, boys and girls, rushed the house, right? So I remember they were like kicking in the door, and it was like, so now all of the focus, obviously, in our little house park that we're having is everyone's coming into the landing of the house. It's pandemonium, right? It's like they are rushing the house to do God knows what. I've never experienced anything like it, right? I mean, it's a
And you
singular
have no
experience
idea
in my
what's
life.
happening or why.
It's chaos, right? Yeah, it's just absolute chaos, and we're like, exactly, yeah, because we don't find out later that Sean, I've said the guy's name, but my buddies antagonized them until later. That this is just we don't know. It was like something from Lord of the Rings, where it was like the door went down and now it's chaos and you're fighting. And but the thing that and just all of my friends were all just backing people off. But the thing that sort of stuck out to me was that I didn't act in a way that I would want to act. Right, I was much more. There was no offense. It was purely sort of passive defense, right? So I was just like, some guy's coming at me, like I'm holding his arms up. I'm not doing any striking of my own, right? And that's what sort of galled me over the years, right? Because there's no reason for me not to. It's I wouldn't. It'd be dramatic to say it's a life and death situation, but these people have rushed into the property you're in. It's completely abnormal behavior. You have like you've got your right to defend yourself, and it was just and it sat with me, that sort of that feeling of like you knew you should have done something there. You knew you and not to be bravado, not to be macho or anything like that. Oh, I should have hit 59 guys, but it's instead of just holding people back, you should have been on the offense. These people have charged into your house en masse. And anyway, so I didn't just being super defensive. It got to just one other interesting point about it. I mean, sort of most of them had left now, and now there's one singular girl from their group who's now left in the kitchen, and she's sort of like a rabbit, like a cornered rabbit, right? And she just sort of understands that she's the last person in there, grabs a kitchen knife from the drawer like that. She pulls it out like this.
Oh,
I know, crazy. Me and my buddy, I'll mention him, James, just instantly just grab her wrist, right? We just like grab the wrist, grab the knife, throw it over the fridge, so it's just like out of play now, and she just like sort of scurries off, right? So obviously now they're out of the house, and we're just like reeling, like what taking in the damage.